What's up, everyone? This is RJ Game News USA here, back today with another video. And today I watched Happy Gilmore 2, and I have a lot of thoughts on it, so stick around, hit the like button, comment and subscribe, share the video out. Let's just jump right into it. So, Happy Gilmore 2, before we really get to the meat of the movie, let's talk about what Happy Gilmore 1 meant to me. The first Happy Gilmore is without a doubt a top 10 all-time comedy movie. It's a complete and total 10 out of 10. It's actually my favorite Adam Sandler movie. I think it's even funnier than Billy Madison or Waterboy or Big Daddy. To me, it was the best Adam Sandler movie. I'm surprised it's actually so old. Came out in 1996. It doesn't feel like it's been that long ago, but I guess it has. It sort of predates Tiger Woods winning tournaments, for God's sakes. So look at it that way. So yeah, I hold the first Happy Gilmore movie into very high regard. I consider it one of the funniest movies of all time. So when I heard a Happy Gilmore 2 was coming, I was absolutely excited. But a little less excited when I found out it was a Netflix exclusive. I really wanted to see this in the big screen. Unfortunately, just a Netflix movie. So I might have wrapped my expectations down just a touch. And I think we ended up with an 8 out of 10 film with Happy Gilmore 2. And I have a lot of positives to talk about. But first, I want to discuss the negatives. So, I absolutely hated the beginning of this movie. I think that killing off Happy's love interest right from the jump was too much. It was too harsh. I actually almost shut the movie off after that happened because I was actually mad about that. And it is very important to the story, and they do make it work, and it does make sense as it goes on. But I really didn't like that to start the movie. Imagine you're going into the theaters to see a nice, funny, happy comedy movie, and the first thing you see is an absolute tragic death that you didn't want to see. It changed the tone of the movie in the beginning somewhat, and I had a hard time really getting into the first act very much. So luckily, that is one of the few negatives to really bring up. Had there been a different catalyst for what happened, maybe they could have found some other reason. Maybe if the wife had died, but it wasn't because of Happy, it would have been fine. Car accident, anything else, literally anything else. But like I said, obviously it ties into the story. It's why he quit golfing for a while. Big spoiler alerts throughout this whole review. Just telling you now. It's on Netflix, so if there's no excuse not to just go see this movie. So I'm not that worried about spoilers. One other negative I also have too. I don't like the fact that Shooter McGavin and Happy got along, especially in the third act. I really thought for sure Shooter McGavin was going to be the main foil again for Happy, and he wasn't. And I found the new main foil, the main villain for Happy, in this time around not to be as interesting. So yeah, I have a couple issues with those things right there. And that's the reason why, with those major couple of issues, we dropped what could have been a 10 out of 10 movie to an 8 out of 10 movie. But I have a lot of positives to go over. So, first we got to talk about Happy himself. Adam Sandler, the man himself, played his character perfectly. I enjoyed the running gags with alcohol was in everything. He was trying to get clean and sober, but throughout the movie, he would have, like, alcohol hidden in his phone or in a camcorder or a club or a remote control. That running gag was very funny. Some of his slapstick antics, like missing the golf ball and falling flat on his face, or some of the comedy involving beating somebody up or some of the stuff that happened or whatever. Classic Happy Gilmore, classic Adam Sandler comedy. Love to see it. Love to see it. Missed it for far too long. So that's the biggest takeaway. Also, the overall story was good. I'll give a positive here. Like, yes, I didn't necessarily like how the setup was. I didn't necessarily like the main villain as much. But the actual story itself was pretty heartwarming, pretty cool. And I thought it was nice. I thought it was a nice resolution to everything as well. And a nice ending. Next up, we got to talk about Happy's family. It's a shame the wife didn't get more of a role into it. But the children were great. MJF was one of the kids, which I thought was really awesome. I popped for that because I really think MJF is freaking awesome, and it's good to, I think he's going to be great in movies. So it's good to see him play his role so well. Although he feels a little old for that role, to be playing sort of this early 20s sort of rambunctious, almost childlike man-child that was Happy's kid. You could do more with MJF, but overall, I liked his performance in the movie. More positives just from the rest of the side cast. The Heckler, you know, you had the John Daly was great. Travis Kelce was in the movie and played his role really well. Becky Lynch was in the movie and played her role really well. I thought Becky Lynch brought a lot of attitude and excitement to that movie. Ben Stiller being the overbearing Alcoholics Anonymous counselor was great, coming off of how he was like the nursing home counselor for Happy's grandma. So the new character with the fake hand they had was pretty good. Not as good as the original, obviously. So yeah, I enjoyed all that. I enjoyed all the most of the characters in this movie. And Shooter McGavin in particular, I thought his role was really well, especially early on when he was wanting to get out of the mental ward. I thought he was really funny. Also, I was really happy to see a bunch of real-life golfers in this movie, and their parts were extremely funny. Rory McIlroy, Bryson DeChambeau, Scotty Scheffler, all had some really great lines. Brooks Koepka, I think, was in it, maybe, but they all had these really funny lines and this really great dialogue, and they seem kind of loosened up and, you know, a little more free to just sort of act goofy, and I really enjoyed that. Because the only other golf comedy that's as funny as Happy Gilmore might be Caddyshack, as you all know. So it was great to see this sort of Caddyshack mentality on this movie somewhat. So big positive there. And also sort of a big positive for the whole Maxi golf setting with the weird sort of angles and the weird sort of contraptions and sideshows they had for each hole, and I thought it was interesting to do. Stephen A. Smith had a great performance in this movie when he was acting like sort of the asshole sports commentator over the top, except, you know, he was acting like, well, Happy Gilmore should get the death penalty for being rambunctious, or he called him the devil and said that he signed with Satan or something. I saw that Stephen A. was really hilarious in this movie. They did a really great job of mixing real sports people in this movie in a funny way. Vern Lundquist, great on the mic on commentary. Whether it's just in a Happy Gilmore movie or in real life, enjoyed seeing Vern Lundquist there. There was a lot of flashbacks. That's another positive. A lot of flashbacks to the first movie, which is great. A lot of people feel it's necessary. Oh, I got to watch the first movie right before watching the second one. Please don't. If you watch the first movie right before you watch the second one, you know the first one's just going to be better, and you're going to hate the second one worse. I did a similar thing with I Know What You Did Last Summer. Completely ruined the new movie for me. Because the first I Know What You Did Last Summer was just so much better than the second, or than the 2025 version, that I could not get into the 2025 version. Do not do that. You know what Happy Gilmore was. You've probably seen it a dozen times. Leave that in your memory bank. Just go into Happy Gilmore 2. They'll give you some flashbacks, so you won't be lost. So I enjoyed that. More sequels should do that, so people don't have to constantly do this rewatching sometimes of movies every time some new movie comes up in a franchise. So, also, pleasantly surprised that we got it this year. I'm surprised they just didn't wait one more year and do a 30th anniversary. But glad to see it. Glad this movie exists. I said mostly was happy with the actors. Thought the characters were great. And overall, I enjoyed this movie. I'm glad it happened. There are some big negatives in there, but for the most part, I feel really positive watching this movie. I feel really happy about it, no pun intended. I would love to see more of these legacy Adam Sandler sequels. Even though some people will probably hate them, I think it's the right move to go for the rest of Sandler's career. Give him some of his best movies, but do the sequels to them. And I don't think it hurts the legacy of the original whatsoever. Even little nods like having Bob Barker's tombstone in there, because we know he was a big part of that first movie, was very enjoyable. But anyway, guys, with that being said, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.